The first time Maya Alvarez spoke up, no one listened. The second time, they warned her to stop. By the third time, everything she loved was already slipping through her fingers. Maya was the kind of person powerful. People never noticed, until she became inconvenient. 26 years old, junior clerk at the Briarwood Municipal Office. She worked in a narrow room that smelled of dust and printer ink, filing permits no one else wanted to touch. She wasn't invited to meetings. She wasn't asked for opinions. She was, in the words of her supervisor, replaceable. And that's exactly why she saw what others missed. It started with a box, unlabeled, heavy, shoved behind a row of archived zoning files. Inside were copies of inspection reports stamped approved, yet riddled with handwritten corrections. Dates altered, measurements crossed out, safety violations quietly erased. All of them tied to the same development project, Crestview Heights, a luxury apartment complex championed by Councilman Richard Hale. Hale was Briarwood's golden man. Church on Sundays, fundraisers on Fridays, the kind of smile that looked practiced in the mirror. He spoke about revitalizing the city. While cameras flashed and applause followed, Maya had watched him shake hands with her supervisor in the hallway, laughing like old friends. The reports in the box told a different story. Crestview Heights had failed 3 safety inspections, faulty wiring, weak supports, fire exits that didn't meet code. According to the original documents, the project should have been halted immediately, but the final versions, those officially filed, showed clean passes across the board. Maya's hands trembled as she compared page after page. Someone hadn't just made a mistake. Someone had rewritten reality. She brought the box to her supervisor, Mr. Collins, a man who avoided eye contact like it was contagious. He barely glanced inside before snapping the lid shut. "You're not paid to investigate," he said flatly. "Put it back." "But people are living there," Maya said. "If something happens." "Nothing will happen," Collins cut in. His voice dropped. "And if you want to keep your job, you'll forget you ever saw this." That night, Maya couldn't sleep. She kept thinking about the families moving into Crestview Heights. The children, the trust they placed in signatures and stamps and officials who promised safety. By morning, she knew forgetting wasn't an option. She emailed the city's internal ethics office. She attached scanned copies of the altered reports. She wrote carefully, calmly, sticking to facts. When she hit send, her chest felt tight but hopeful. The response came faster than she expected. 2 days later, she was called into HR. They said her position was being restructured. Her access badge was taken. Security escorted her out while co-workers stared at their desks. By sunset, her city email was deactivated. By morning, her landlord was calling. Her rent assistance, tied to city employment, had been abruptly canceled. Word traveled fast in Briarwood. Too fast. Local blogs labeled her a disgruntled employee. A talk radio host hinted she'd been confused and seeking attention. Councilman Hale gave a brief statement, smiling gently as he dismissed the claims as baseless accusations from a former clerk. Maya watched the press conference from her small apartment. Hands clenched as the crowd laughed along with him. He never said her name. He didn't have to. Then came the knock at her door. An envelope slid through the mail slot. Legal stationery. A defamation notice. Hale's attorneys accused her of spreading false information that harmed his reputation. The demand was clear: retract everything or face financial ruin. She was broke, unemployed, alone, and still she didn't back down. Instead, Maya did something no one expected. She went public. She reached out to an investigative journalist named Daniel Cross, known for digging where others wouldn't. He listened. He verified. He followed the paper trail Maya had started and found more. Campaign donations tied to the construction firm. Inspectors reassigned after filing failed reports. A pattern that stretched back years. When Daniel's story broke, it hit like an earthquake. Headlines exploded. Social media ignited. Protesters gathered outside City Hall holding signs that read, "Who protects us?" Crestview Heights was evacuated pending emergency inspections. Residents poured out, shaken but safe, just days before a major electrical failure was discovered behind the walls. For the first time, the spotlight turned on Richard Hale. He denied everything, called it a witch hunt, but the documents were undeniable. The signatures, the edits, the money. A grand jury was convened. Maya sat in the back of the courtroom the day Hale was indicted. She didn't smile. She didn't cheer. She just breathed, slowly, as if she'd been holding her breath for months and was finally allowed to let it go. Justice, it seemed, had arrived, but justice has a cost. Outside the courthouse, Daniel leaned toward her and spoke quietly. "You should know," he said. "Someone tried to access your old files last night." After the indictment, Maya's stomach dropped. "Why?" Daniel's eyes were serious. "Because this goes deeper than Hale. And whoever helped him, they're scared." As sirens echoed in the distance, Maya looked back at the courthouse doors. Hale was gone, but the system that protected him was still standing. She had told the truth. She had paid the price. And somehow she knew this was only the beginning. The night after the indictment, Maya couldn't shake the feeling that something had shifted, not toward safety, but toward exposure. The kind that comes after you pull one rotten brick from a wall and realize the whole structure is leaning on it. She packed a small bag anyway, just in case. Not because she planned to run, but because instinct told her to stay light. By morning, Daniel called with a warning. "They're scrubbing," he said. "City servers, old procurement files, inspector reassignment logs. Someone with access is moving fast." Maya stared at the wall, where she'd taped photocopies of documents like a map of a crime scene. "Who?" "That's the problem," Daniel said. "It's not one person. She met him at a diner on the edge of town. The kind with chipped mugs and a bell on the door." Daniel slid a folder across the table. Inside were bank transfers routed through shell nonprofits, urban renewal initiatives, Briarwood Tomorrow, names that sounded civic and harmless. The money didn't end with Hale. It branched into inspectors' accounts, a deputy mayor's cousin, a private security firm that donated to city campaigns. "So Hale was the face," Maya said. Daniel nodded. "And the distraction." The grand jury expanded its scope within 48 hours. Subpoenas followed. Phones went dark. 2 inspectors retained lawyers overnight. 1 resigned. Another disappeared from the schedule entirely. City Hall issued a statement promising full cooperation, which Daniel translated as limited panic. Then the pressure returned. Quiet, precise, and personal. Maya's landlord called to say her lease wouldn't be renewed. No reason given. Her bank flagged her account for irregular activity. Her phone began dropping calls mid-sentence. Once, walking home, a black SUV idled at the corner until she passed, then pulled away without lights. "You need protection," Daniel said. "I need the truth," Maya replied. She found it where she'd started. Paper. A former records technician named Elaine reached out anonymously, then agreed to meet. Elaine was older, careful, the kind of person who carried keys on a carabiner and scanned rooms before sitting. She slid a flash drive across the table. "Backups," she whispered. They thought deleting was enough. The files were damning, not just altered inspections, but directives. Emails that read like suggestions until you notice the timing. "Reassign this inspector. Expedite. Approval. Sensitive. Discuss. Verbally." One memo bore a name Maya hadn't seen yet. Deputy Mayor Thomas Rook. Daniel verified the metadata. The dates lined up with donations, with reassignments, with approvals that shouldn't have happened. When the second story broke, it wasn't an earthquake. It was a collapse. Rook held a press conference that lasted 4 minutes. He denied wrongdoing and resigned to avoid distraction. The mayor announced an internal review. Protesters returned, louder this time. Crestview Heights became a symbol, not just a building, evidence of what happens when power learns it won't be questioned. Maya testified again. This time the room was full. Cameras clicked. People leaned forward when she spoke. She didn't embellish. She didn't perform. She laid the facts down like bricks and let them stand. Afterward, a woman approached her in the hallway, eyes wet. "My daughter lived there," she said. "Thank you." That night, Daniel sent one. "Last message before going dark. We're close." The following morning, his phone went straight to voicemail. By afternoon, the news broke. Daniel Cross had been arrested on charges of unlawful possession of confidential records. The city prosecutor called it a routine matter. Maya knew better. She drove to the station and waited. Hours passed. No answers. When Daniel was released, his face was gray. "They're flipping it," he said. "They want the story to be about me." "They can't," Maya said. "They can if they scare the right people," Daniel replied. That evening, Elaine stopped answering messages. The next day, her apartment was empty. The building manager said she'd moved suddenly. No forwarding address, Maya sat alone with the backups, the copies, the truth, and the weight of it pressing down. Justice had arrived once. It could arrive again, but systems don't surrender. They adapt. A week later, the grand jury returned sealed indictments. Names leaked in whispers. One was confirmed. Another wasn't. Then the leak stopped. Maya received an envelope with no return address. Inside was a single page, printed, unsigned. You've made your point. Let it end here. She didn't sleep. She didn't respond. Instead, she did the thing no one expected again. She released everything, the backups, the emails, the money trails. She mirrored them across platforms, sent them to watchdog groups, archived them where deletion couldn't reach. The backlash was immediate, and so was the silence. Accounts went quiet. Officials stopped commenting. The mayor postponed appearances. The city's review stalled. Then the sirens came. A fire broke out at a record storage facility on the industrial edge of Briarwood. Officials said it was electrical. Maya watched the smoke on the news and felt the familiar cold. She checked the timestamps. The facility housed procurement archives from the same years. That night, someone knocked. Maya didn't open the door. She listened. The knock came again, measured, patient. A voice followed, calm and low. "Ms. Alvarez, we should talk." She backed away, phone in hand, recording. "Who are you?" "Someone who can make this easier," the voice said. Maya's heart pounded, but her voice held. "There's nothing left to hide." A pause, then, "That's what you think." The footsteps retreated. A car door closed. The engine faded. Maya checked her phone. A new message from an unknown number flashed on the screen. "Part of the file is missing, and it names you." She stared at it, breath shallow as the realization settled in. They hadn't just protected themselves. They'd prepared a counter-story, one where the truth-teller becomes the criminal. Maya looked at the wall of documents, at the city lights beyond her window, at the thin line between justice served and justice stolen back. She told the truth once. She paid the price twice, and now the system was coming for the receipt.